obviously. But what's kind of top of minds? We obviously have this US election, which everyone is basically consensus about, at least is a feeling that it's going to be super contested, who could win, versus implications of, let's say, the broader regime that we're in. What are 2-3 things that are top of mind to you as we kind of look towards going into end of 2020, still a full quarter and a little bit above? We've obviously had a Fed that have said they're going to be on the sidelines for 3 years, so all the way till 2023, and how you kind of thinking in regards to 2021, if anything, just.
Yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting period, the next 2 to 3 years, maybe the next 10 years. So what we've seen with this pandemic is that central banks have done what they usually do. They come in, they add a lot of liquidity, they backstop the markets. But for the first time, now we've got fiscal stimulus, right, at full throttle.
Yeah.
And the amount of stimulus they've done in like 3 to 4 months, in the past 6 months now, is just amazing, right? And this time, the central banks are going to support them, right? So they're working together. We've never had 2 of them working together.
Correct.
For a long time.
Correct, yeah.
That's a very, very powerful combo.
Yeah.
So I think I'm pretty constructive on risk, because I think what's going to happen, as you mentioned, is no central bank is going to raise interest rates for a while if inflation's not there. So there's going to be a lot of liquidity, there's going to be a lot of borrowing from governments. And I think a lot of that maybe that's exactly what we need to get out of this deflation trap or the secular stagnation trap.
Sure.
Right? You have demographics, you have technological advances, that's been keeping inflation down. But with fiscal stimulus to the forefront now, I think that could drive demand up, and that could maybe bring some growth in inflation back to the game. So with that in mind, I'm pretty constructive on risk going into 21, 22.
Sure.
The minute we get a home, we have some control in this pandemic. People are looking at the vaccine, but I'm thinking more, even if we don't get that, we'll get a lot of testing, which is happening right now.
Herd immunity.
So
on, yeah.
So we're going to get past this, I believe, next year.
Yeah.
Things are going to get better regardless of whether we get a vaccine. That's my opinion.
Sure.
And with that support from fiscal and monetary, it's going to be a very strong force to drive growth and risky assets higher. Now, there's no free lunch. You can't just have unlimited fiscal, unlimited monetary policy. Someone has to lose, right?
Sooner or later, I guess, yes.
Yeah, so to me, the losers are going to be the guys holding onto debt issued by these highly indebted countries, right?
Okay.
So if you're holding US treasuries, you're holding bonds, you're holding all these, you're going to be losing out, either because interest rates go up or their currencies go down.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, for me, a structural US dollar short is there. A lot of people want to buy the euro against the US dollar. I'm just short your reserve currencies, especially the euro and the dollar.
Sure.
And you buy something else where they don't have the same issue, right?
Okay.
So I think structurally the reserve currency, the debt of these reserve currencies are going to go down.
Yeah.
Either interest rates go up
Yeah.
or the currencies go down.
Okay.